Hi, ladies. Thank you for joining us. We'll be having a very, very special guest tonight. This evening, and she is a legend in the surgery community, and I want you guys to give a welcome to my amazing Ty. Look at my unicorn.
Hola, mi amor.
Hola, mi vida.
Hold on, I'm coming. How was your day, Mama?
It was really good. I had an amazing day. I had really good positive energy today, and I'm really excited. If you girls see me switching my face from one angle to the other one, we're trying something new of trying to go streaming. I was trying the new Restream thing to try to go also on Facebook. And so if you see me going sideways, I'm switching angle, so. But I'm here. I just want to take this opportunity and actually thank you for coming here because I've been having a lot of girls ask me about, questions that you are definitely the GOAT, and I am all for giving information. You're someone who I'm always looking out and looking for information for. You're very knowledgeable and you're empowering my girls, and that's always a positive thing. I love the fact that you're always teaching, and knowledge is amazing. And I love your little unicorn chocolate.
So I have a unicorn blankie. And then I have a unicorn chalice, and there's wine, because wine is life. And I have a unicorn stuffed animal over there, but my dog humps into pieces, so we're gonna leave it alone.
We're gonna leave the poor molested unicorn on the corner.
Yeah, we sure are. For everyone who doesn't know me or isn't familiar with my platform, hello, my name is Ty. I am an international massage therapist. I retired in December, and now I just focus on teaching. I believe in building hey, you have a drink too. Let's cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. I believe in building longer tables instead of higher fences, and there is a lot of missing that floats around inside of our industry. I will say some of it does come from the fact that the industry is still newish in contrast to how large the American healthcare system is, how vastly diverse and widespread plastic surgery is, and then just healthcare in general. If you take into consideration Easternized medicine and naturopathic medicine and how they treat ailments and conditions, you're going to have a mixture of ways that people will approach a situation. I have been a provider for over 16 years. I started off as a sports massage therapist. I'm a kinesiologist from the University of Maryland. From there, I went into oncology with Johns Hopkins, and I lived abroad in Thailand, and that's where I started learning about post-operative care, recovery, and then I brought that back to the States. And as plastic surgery has started to become more affordable over the years, there has been an influx of clients getting it, which is also going to be an influx of providers providing it. But the problem is that there's no regulation, and anybody and their mama can, just go and set up shop. until, unfortunately somebody winds up getting hurt and then somebody intervenes. But until then, you now have like 200 people saying 200 different things about what works, what doesn't work. And my platform is exposed around providing information from medical-based standpoints. And Ari had reached out and she was like, yo, dude, chicken butt.
Yes.
How many clients do you wind up seeing that actually have chicken butt?
I actually don't see them as much due to the fact that, remember, I am here in Miami and I get the initial, I get their first off. I am their first providers, but I do get a lot of follow-ups. My girls are not just at the beginning. I stay with them and for years to come. I have girls who come for a second round. I have girls who send, their family members, close friends, and they come back when their families come back. They'll come back to me, and I stay in constant contact with them. And like I tell them, I am very approachable and I'm very reachable. I'm really fast to respond to their DMs and their texts, their emails. So I am all for information because this is an investment that they're going in for.
Right.
And messing them up, and I see way too many girls coming back for a second round because of chicken butt.
Right. Or also people come back for second rounds for things that could have been avoided had they had the proper intel up front. For everyone who's joining, whether you're joining from my platform or from Ari's platform, there are 3 different styles of body aesthetics when it comes to plastic surgery.
Mm-hmm.
You have the initial onset, which is considered or called incisional, whether it's actually through open holes or through a drain. Even if they don't open up your holes in your incision at all, the types of styles of treatments that's done the very first week is different than the rest of the week. So Ari and her team, they focus a lot on that first week.
Yes.
After that is post-op, post-op lymphatic, whatever you want to call it. We just call it post-op. And then after that, it's body contouring. Body contouring starts around week 6 to week 8. Now, when these different things start to pop up and people start seeing complications with their body, there's not enough information that's readily available for people to understand what's going on with their body and then how to deal with it. And I guess because you build such a tight-knit relationship with your dogs, they're like, I trust you. I trust what you're saying. They're like, all right, what's going on? When it deals with, because we can talk about all the complications, we have a whole hour, but chicken butt specifically, and someone just asked the question, does the Baja cause chicken butt? The answer is yes and no. We have an eye for seeing the things that we don't like. We want a doctor to fix and to change. What the average person, human, not even just when it comes to plastic surgery, the average person doesn't realize that they're not able to identify with the naked eye the natural asymmetry that comes along with the body. There's been times that girls will complain about something with their body, and I'm like, hey, yo, you got some pre-op pictures? And they're like, yeah, sure. And they'll show it to me, and then I'll zoom in, and I'm like, you see that right there? Your booty was already like that. So having chicken butt sometimes can be a genetic trait that's passed down, whether it's like a club foot or like the dimple of the chin. You may have dimpling in the underside of your booty. The other things that play into whether chicken butt presents or not from a genetic and a DNA standpoint are the natural tension and the elasticity within the gluteal folds of the skin. When you go and you're injecting it with fat, you wind up causing the skin to stretch or requiring the skin to stretch in a manner is genetically not designed to do. Like some people, their skin is more taut, T-A-U-T, than other people's skin. And some people's skin may stretch more than others. So when you're looking at how much elastin is available, how much stretch someone has, and then on top of that, the way that gravity is pulling on the butt, when you fill it up with fat, it may not respond and have the same elasticity throughout the entire gluteal fold in some places than in others. Though that is from nature. Now, what's not from nature, and there's nothing you can do about that. Well, there is, but it isn't. We're going to get to that in a second. Now, what's not from nature is the fajas. So your faja is a compressive garment. And when you're wearing the faja, the back of it, there's the genital opening that's mainly for the front. Because Lord knows, those fajas don't come far enough up in the back, in the butt area, for you to be able to poop out of it, which is why when you have to go to the bathroom to do a number two, you want to usually just take the whole thing off. But the genital opening that's meant for the front, the little holes, the folds of skin fabric, the folds of fabric on either side that emanate to the posterior side around the gluteal fold, where the butt meets the legs, winds up pursing into the skin just a little bit. I'm gonna use a pillow. It's not the best analogy, but I like having visuals. So, everybody, hold on.
Give me a pillow so
I'm back. Oh, or maybe I should use my unicorn's butt. My dog uses the unicorn's butt all the time. All right, so let's hypothetically say that the pillow is a booty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, can I make me a booty for the pillow? And if this is the booty cheek, and the booty cheek right here, you have a whole circular booty cheek. This is the crack. There we go. Oh, there's my booty cheek. And so here's the crack, right? And the faja, instead of it going into the crack in the back where it's supposed to, and you don't know it, you don't feel it a lot of times, especially the first 4 weeks, this area is numb-ish. The fabric, instead of coming up to the crack, it sits right here. So you have this extra tissue that's hanging out of the booty crack. Did that visual help anybody at all? And I'm surprised somebody hasn't asked, like, does everybody on the live just happen to know what chicken butt is? Chicken butt.
I'm getting my husband to give an underwear so that I could put it on the pillow so that I could show like what the
A thong or a regular?
It's a regular underwear.
So someone asked why is the butt numbish? The butt is numbish because of swelling. You have surgery. You have nerves and proprioceptors in that area. They just got demolished. Like if I were to come and like just punch you in the face a whole bunch of times, the natural response to soft tissue that receives trauma, bless you, is that it goes numb for a little bit until the swelling subsides, and then your proprioceptors are back to normal. All right, so we got to move here, right?
So now here, you see.
All right, so you see where the middle is, right there. Your booty cheek, you wind up. I guess for us to make it make sense, we have to cut it. Don't cut these straws though; they're really pretty. I don't want you to mess them up. But in that area, tissue winds up.
Actually, hold on. Let me invert it. Let me put it inside out, and we could see the seam of it.
It's like camel toe for the butt. Exactly.
It is a camel toe for the butt.
Yeah, but instead of camel toe, the material just goes because there's an opening in the hole. The tissue winds up falling in that way.
You see?
Yeah. So where that seam is, the tissue, your booty tissue winds up falling into that little hole, and it's just these 2 pieces of tissue on either side, inside those underwear. So where her seam is on the underwear, go an inch out this way from the seam and an inch out this way from the seam, and then the tissue, your booty tissue, winds up sitting and sinking into it. Now, real chicken butt is genetic. Pseudo chicken butt, that comes from the tissue seeping through the opening, the genital opening of the faja. Your body's kind of like Play-Doh after plastic surgery, right?
Yeah.
And Play-Doh, if you were to open up a can of Play-Doh and then I push my finger into it, it's gonna hold on to the impression of my finger inside of that Play-Doh. And sometimes it can be that gravity is pulling on it, and sometimes it'll go back to normal, but a lot of times it doesn't. And because of the pulls of gravity through the Baja genital opening in the back, it creates a crease inside of your butt that if you look at a chicken's ass, I don't know if anyone's ever gone around like, is that, like child pornography is wrong? Like chicken pornography? I hope it's not a thing. But if you were to look at the back of a chicken's booty, it looks dimpled. So there's a little dimple bump like that, and then it goes out like a regular booty, and then there's like this dimple. Yeah. That happens after people get plastic surgery and their garment doesn't fit appropriate. So someone asked a question, very good question. What can you do to avoid chicken butt? My number one answer is you don't get plastic surgery. So there's that. But let's say you go get your new booty, all right? So that we can't go with that option. Make sure that the faja at all times is situated properly inside of your actual gluteal fold. So where the cheeks meet, the garment needs to be pulled in and go up inside, and you don't have anything pressing into the soft tissue of your butt from week 1 to week 6. There's something it's called the woo. When you are dealing with fuckboys, woo is a waste of organs. When you are dealing with plastic surgery, woo is an acronym, WOO. It is window of opportunity. During that window of opportunity, you have to be doing everything right. You got to be eating right, getting enough sleep. You got to be getting enough water. You have to be eating the right food. Food is no longer food. Food is fuel for your body to do things like blink and to breathe and to have circulation, to move blood, to heal. That's the most important thing. Like a lot of times clients are like, oh, I'm not really hungry. It's not for you. You need your body to heal and to be able to do these everyday daily functions. And having the right fuel will allow you to do that. Making sure that your garment is situated in your butt. Life is not going to always be a one-size-fits-all, where, it used to be that you could go inside of a store and find your pair of jeans and put them on and they fit. But sometimes you go in and you don't find those pair of jeans that fits your body appropriately, especially after you've distorted the body and gotten surgery. Not everything is going to be a one-size-fits-all. So if you order all of the fajas you want all day long on Amazon and it's just not fitting right, it could mean that you just need to get custom garments for your body. You have to stay maintain or retain the mentality that whatever your body needs, I'm going to make sure it has it. And it's crucial during the woo. The woo is week 2 to week 6 after plastic surgery. You have to be doing everything that you're supposed to take care of your body. So would it help to get, yes, it would help to get a custom garment. Would it help to, or would it be good to wear a pad there to ensure it doesn't happen? I'm going to say no, because the pressure of the garment is going to push through that pad anyways. It needs to be fit properly.
It's basically a constant wedgie.
Yes.
You have to have a constant wedgie.
Because the booty is like Play-Doh. You need to have a constant wedgie. Now, let's hypothetically say that you unfortunately wanted a chicken butt, whether it's true chicken butt or whether it's Play-Doh chicken butt because the garment cut into your butt. There are some things that you can do, but I'm going to be 100% honest with you because that's what my clients pay me to do. They pay me to be honest with them, so I'm going to keep it 100 with you all. Nothing is going to be permanent in fixing chicken butt aside from surgery. And I know that's not the answer that we're looking for. But we can start off with the things that you can do non-surgically to hopefully try to fix chicken butt, or if nothing else, worst case scenario, to minimize the appearance of chicken butt with therapy, starting at month 3. I usually don't, my therapist, my providers and I up here, we don't do anything to the booty except for look at it and make sure it's oiled up real good before month 3. After that, you can do a lot of wood therapy tools, scraping tools, the bowl. You on the underside, you can use the cuboidal roller and go back and forth and flick into it. That little skin that's hanging down, it'll help to tighten it up just a little bit. You want to decrease that line of indemnification that happens because the garment cut into it, and breaking up those tension lines with the cuboidal roller. You'll put your client in a figure 4 for all the providers who are tuning in. You'll put your client in a figure 4, which will expose that tissue and allow it to hang down and allow you to actually get to it. You can try
cupping
to help tighten up the loose skin that's right there. Make sure to avoid any of it getting to the actual genitals. You can try vacuum therapy, where you put it on the gluteal area and it'll suction it up. But again, I promise you, all of these things are very, 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 very temporary. Now, something that's a little less temporary, Sculptura. Sculptura are injectables. You go to a med spa. It is pretty expensive, and to get the results that you're looking for, it may be as expensive as getting another BBL. But Sculptura are injectables, non-toxic, fill in any dips and lumps that you don't like. Sculptura can range anywhere from $700 all the way up to $5,000, depending on how much you need. And it is more permanent than the other solutions that I started off with, but it lasts about 2 years. You can go and get another BBL, or the last thing that I would suggest to help to offset the effects of chicken butt, and this is for like the more extreme cases, because I've actually had clients. You remember I told you there's 2 different reasons why people get chicken butt, and one is genetics. Like, I've had clients who have gone to get it filled in, and it came right back. Because at the end of the day, if your body doesn't want something somewhere, it's going to reject it, deplete it, and push it back out of your system, and you'll want to ping it out later. So they've gone. I had one client. I've had maybe about 10 clients who had chicken butt, and it was more of a genetic thing, a genetic trait. They've gotten 2 BBLs, and it came back. And then I've had 2 clients who've gotten 3 BBLs, and it still came back. To fix that through surgery, if it's that persistent, you can get J-plasma or laser to just lipo that small little area that's hanging down, that's presenting that deformation, the chicken booty deformation, and it'll tighten the skin and give a smooth curvature, and it'll make it a permanent solution. That's the only true way to get rid of it, but after it filling it in and filling in those other areas doesn't fix it, and you don't want to look overdone trying to fix one super small area on the other side of the booty. All right, I've been rapping. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you really did. And you went into detail, which is a good thing, and that gave us a good outlook on everything, because a lot of the times people think that it's just the faja. Most of the time, it's caused by the faja. The times that I have seen, it has been because of the faja and not wearing it correctly. And like I tell my girls, this is week 1 of the next 52 weeks. You are what you eat for the next 6 weeks. And they look at me like I'm crazy. And basically, their compression is what they are. Their compression is, they're putty. That's why their compression is key. Their foams, their boards. Choosing the right compression is key to their
make or break
your results.
And who knew that this little $200 piece of garment could potentially compromise your $10,000 investment? Because let's say even if your procedure itself was only like $5,000, you have your flights, you have your post-operative care, like with your recovery house or your nurse, you got your massages, your food, your time off from work, your supplies, that's another $500. So the average person getting surgery is spending around 10 stacks.
Yes.
Who knew that $200 little garment could mess up $10,000.
Yes.
The garment is so important, and making sure it looks right. Now, someone just asked a question that says that they give you your Baja after surgery. How do they exactly know what size you'll be? All right, so here's the thing. When you first treat that garment that they give you all, you remember how I started off this conversation and I said there's a lot of misinformation in this industry. That doesn't just stop amongst providers and dogs. That actually is extended to surgery centers and even surgeons. Surgeons do not know post-op. Surgery centers do not know post-op. They know the surgery and that's it.
Yes.
They don't want to tell y'all that though, because it'll scare the living snot out of you. That you're letting somebody cut on you and then they can't give you. You will get better take-home instructions when you get a tattoo or piercings than when you get your body done. So the average information that is continually circulated in this industry is that the garment they give you, you need to stay in it for 3 weeks. That is incorrect.
Yes.
That garment is no good after the first 7 days. I usually tell people to not leave Miami without getting their stage 2, at least one stage 2. You can take it home with you. That stage 2 is what's crucial. The stage 1 is just to make sure you don't die. And I say that very lightly. The stage 1 is introducing you to compression life. That stage 1 garment is holding all of your supply, your accessories in. So it's making sure your boards stay in. It's if you get surgery and you have nothing on, your skin actually starts to hurt to the touch because you're slowly filling up with fluid. That stage 1 garment helps hold you together just a little bit. But past 7 days, it serves you no purpose. Throw it away. You need to upgrade to a stage 2. They don't give you that stage 2. Now, you can buy the stage 2 from the surgery center, but I usually suggest people to buy it somewhere else because they're going to give you what they have available. When you're in surgery, they look in their back stock and they see what they have available and they try to match it up to what they think you are, and that's what they put you in, whether it fits or it doesn't. So you want to go to outside sources and you go according to measurements only. After surgery, letters no longer matter because what's a large in one company is a 3X in another company, is a medium in another company. All of these companies, they don't use universal sizing charts. So you are going to get you a measuring tape, make sure that's in your supply list, and then you measure around your above your bust, under your bust, your natural waistline, and then your hip and gluteal measurement. And you have to go according to whatever your largest measurement is. Your largest measurement is usually going to be your hips and your butt. If you are getting a BBL, you have no idea what your hips and your booty are going to be until after you get the surgery. So you bring your measuring tape with you down to Miami. You measure or you have somebody else measure you. And then you get garments according to that measurement. And then have somebody who just, they love you and they hold you down and be like, hey, I need you to check back there. Have somebody get down and take a picture of what your butt is looking like, of how that genital opening is affecting the gluteal fold and your cheeks. And make sure the garment is actually going inside of the cheeks. It does not go up the size because it matter what's happening with your waist. You can always get the waist taken in. It has to fit your hips and your butt properly to avoid the second type of chicken.
Thank you for saying that. I say this all the time. Please do not go. It doesn't matter what your waist is doing. You can always get your waist taken in. You can always put a waist trainer on top of it, a binder until you can get to someone, to a tailor, so that it could be taken in. The only thing it cannot compress is your hips and butt. The area that you had the fat grafted in, that's the place where you cannot have any compression. You are molded. You're very moldable. At this point, you're very moldable, and you cannot have anything compressing you. Some of these garments that I have seen my girls in, they're swimming in it. And forget about 7 days. Sometimes on their 3rd day, after good massages and actually getting all this excess fluid off of them, they're swimming on them. They're huge. They're just overwhelmingly huge, and it's just.
And that's assuming that the surgery center even put them in the right garment, because I had some girls who I'm like, you're that big, why are you in an extra large Baja? And they was like, that's what they gave me. Like, it's crazy baggy around their legs, and then they have to put all these poise pads inside of it to hold everything together. You're assuming that they gave you the infant. This industry, I teach everybody, and I want you all, whether you're listening to this right now or you want to listen to this later, everything needs to be questionable. Question everything. And if somebody is bothered because you're asking them questions, you don't need to do business with them. Because anybody in this industry that's worth doing business with should be able to answer your questions. And questioning somebody only irritates people who mean you know, never mind. Most people in this, not most, there's a lot of people in this industry who are only in it for themselves. So they may not be doing this from an honest, genuine place of where they have your best interest in mind. So somebody might put you in a Baja and then smile on your face and tell you that this is what you need. And you're like, okay, you got to do your own research. There has to be client accountability to what you allow people to do to your body in this industry. Question everybody, and the people who care about you, they want to see you win, they want you to have good results, they care more about you than they do their own paper. They'll be able to answer your questions and take care of you. Those are the people that you want to do business with. Somebody had said something about stage 2 Baja consultations. Yes, I do consultations. I have 12 different consultations on my website. If you have any questions about them, you can. But I am a gold mine. I believe between all of my platforms, there's over $250,000 of free information that's already out there. I have something on YouTube. It's called Baja University. Anything that you could even want to know about Bajas is there, including chicken butt and what to do and how to notice it and what it looks for or what it looks like. Because once you come back home, you're like, oh my God, now what do I do? And because this industry is still emerging, when you go back home, you might not have Ari there to take care of you. You might not have somebody who has all of this information to take care of. Like, they might not know what to do with your body, but they may not be able to answer all of your questions. And small little things can turn into really big things if they get out of control too fast. So you want to make sure that you stay on top of doing all of your research, and then put yourself into groups that you know you can trust, like Facebook groups, follow the right bloggers on YouTube. And then if nothing else, you can always come in between our platforms and ask questions. I put up something on my Insta story right before I hopped on there, and it was from a Facebook group. Ari saw it, and she said, hey, have that girl hit me up. I can help her. So there's people in this industry who are, you're surrounded by so much knowledge and opportunity, wealth to make sure that you can be successful, but you have to take it upon yourself to do the research and ask the right questions and connect yourself to the right people.
I always tell all my girls, there is no dumb question, because when you assume, it's not something that you want to do. Remember that this is your body. This is the only place that you have to live in for the rest of your life. You spend a lot of money. You spent a lot of money to have this done. You spent a lot of time, not only the money, the effort, all of that, everything that you just put into doing this surgery, you need to take care of it. This is taking care of your investment. You wouldn't buy a Lamborghini and go mudding in it. So you don't want to ruin your investment. You need to take care of it. You need to do the research before you go into doing surgery. You need to look into it. You need to do your research. I always ask my girls when they come to me, do you have your massages back home lined up? And some of them are like, oh no, I'm gonna look. You're coming to me on your last day. You're coming to me to get taped, and you haven't looked at the massages that you're going to, that I'm telling you that you need to get for the following 10 days after you leave Miami. The aftercare that you need to get afterwards, this is something that you guys need to stay on top of yourself. Aftercare is no joke. Fajas, massages, the more that I get into it, the more that I have to go over and over and emphasize on it. Massages and compression are the key to getting the right results.
I think part of the problem is that there's still a large amount of surgeons who tell clients you don't need the massages, or they're not that big of a deal, or they dumb down how important they are. And there's also surgeons or like surgeon centers, they're like, oh yeah, you have like 5 massages included with your package, and then the clients think that that's all they need. So they come down, they're like, I paid for the surgery, I got my recovery house, my flights. They're like, all right, cool. I think, I did all my research, I got all my ducks in a row, only for them to find out that they've only done half of it, and there's more that they need to do. But then some people, they under budget and they don't know, they don't save up the money, or then like what happens a lot with you all, because you're in Miami. I used to come to Miami every single month. I stopped that 2 years ago, and then I retired. I don't even do massages anymore outside of teaching, but I still have my company here in Maryland, and we're in DC, Maryland, Virginia, and we'll take care of the clients, and they'll come down and get the surgeries with you all. And then you're like, oh shit, you don't have massages? Let me get a Ty. And then like, here's Ty's number, and they call, and I'm like, no, we're booked for the next 3 months. Even if you find out at the last minute that these massages are so important, if you wait till the last minute, everybody's booked up, because everybody, their mother's getting surgery. Yes. No one's talking about it, but everyone's doing it.
Yes. I have had surgeons give my girls letters of, oh, they don't need massages, or I actually had a girl call me today, and it's like, oh, my massage, they just told me that I have 3 massages included in my package. I'm like, you do know that that's just embellishment.
Correct.
That's just embellishment for marketing of your surgery package. You do not know how many times I have girls coming into my just for the tape, and I'm looking at them. I'm like, you're full of fluid.
Right.
And the second that I put,
like,
but I got 3 massages. I just came, and I have to clean them with like hell of amount of alcohol and disinfect, skin like septic to clean their skin, because they just came from hi Steph. They just came from a massage, and the second that I put massage from a rub down. The second that I put the tape, I actually have 2 and 3 shirts in the office because I put a tape and I get squirted.
Right.
Because
full of fluid, and it just like projects out.
It's projectile, because, and I'm standing there, I'm like, this is you just came from a massage, and they're like, oh, can you fit me in? Love, I am booked months in advance. You called and canceled. We gave that, appointment to someone else that actually wanted it. And then they're like, oh, but can you fit me in? And I feel bad. And sometimes I'm like, I'm scrambling to try to give them like, something to, or rescheduling them and telling them, okay, can you come back at a later time? And asking my therapist, hey, can you guys do an extra massage at a later time, and this and that, because it's something that is impacting, and girls don't see the importance of getting that fluid, getting rid of that fluid at the initial state.
For hours, because the other thing too is that now somebody just asked, and I want to get to some of their questions. Someone just asked a question, and they're like, "When should we stop getting, or when should they stop getting their incisions opened?" We're in the middle of a legal, ethical industry regulation. Like, we're at a head with our industry on how things should be handled post-operatively. And the best results do come from when the incisions are open or when the fluid is pushed out of those open incisions. But there's pushback when it comes to, out of everywhere in the country, the only place that is actually illegal is Miami. And that's because of politics. That's not even because it's wrong or it's medically bad or whatever. It's because of politics. I'm going to answer your question. We can save the politics for another time. If you're interested in learning about politics, I have videos of it on my YouTube where I've gone into detail about what the fuck is actually going on in Miami. But to answer the question, I no longer, nor does anyone in my team, reopen incisions after 7 days, because that is also usually when your antibiotics start to
die down. You're done.
They run out.
Yeah.
So past 7 days, we don't do that anymore. Somebody else had asked the question of when should you stop wearing foams and boards? The foams and boards are to be worn while you're wearing a Baja. So if you are, and you're trying to get your body to change, the foam serves two purposes. They compress, and then they protect your skin from the garment cutting in. Because remember, your body is like Play-Doh after plastic surgery. You want to smooth it out and get a nice natural look. The foams allow you to do that. And the board flattens your stomach faster. So while you are still wearing a Baja, my suggestion is you should also still be wearing a foams and boards up to about 8 weeks. At 8 weeks, you can reassess, because not everybody heals the same. This side of my hair grows faster than this side of my hair. And parts of your skin are going to heal at uneven rates. So you need to wait and see that just because you're 8 weeks, don't need to just go and ditch everything. If your body still needs it, you need to give your body what it is requiring for you properly. So if you're at 8 weeks and you still have some fluid going on, you should stay in your foams, your boards, and you should also stay in your Baja. Somebody did you just sip a shot? We both been sipping. I mean, because we didn't have surgery and we can have wine, not water.
Yeah, it's okay.
I was advised after week 1, no incision should be opened. That is correct.
Yes, that is correct.
How to best help this uneven lipo, a lot of girls are being left with. I teach courses. So some of this stuff should be reserved for off of social media, because this is like medical stuff that we need to take the time to go into and educate with. When it comes to treating with uneven lipo, there's so many different parameters that come. Like, one, it may not even be uneven lipo. It could be fluid that just got trapped inside the skin layers, and they need to get proper massage to work it out. But it could be because someone's diet is off. It could be because the surgeon really did suck. It could be because their compression is off, and it's usually that more than anything. By adjusting, and I don't know if Stephanie is still alive with the CEO First Lady, and I don't know if she still does courses, but like she would do compression training courses where somebody looks like they have uneven lipo, but by adjusting their compression, they wake up and they got a whole new flat stomach the very next day. Compression is so crucial to you healing properly. And we're so quick to call things either fibrosis, or we like to call it uneven lipo, when it really is just that you need to have better post-operative care to get the results that you're looking for the body type that you have. Some girls wind up needing tummy tucks and they just get lipo only, and they're going to struggle a little bit more. And some girls, like getting the right procedure for your body, making sure you go to a surgeon that is good with working with your body type and your skin type. It's not just so easy to say that, okay, it's uneven lipo. There's way more that goes into how a body presents than just looking at it and you see lumps and you're like, that's uneven lipo or that's fibrosis. It's bigger than that.
There's a lot of aspects into fibrosis, and people need to learn how to identify them and see the difference, but they're very quick to. I had someone tell me that they had fibrosis at their second day post-op.
It's not possible to know that.
Second day.
The body enters into a phase called reabsorption, and reabsorption starts around, I've seen it start as early as week 1, but it usually starts around week 2, and that's just the body healing at an uneven rate, and it hardens when it does it. You don't know if you truly have fibrosis until at least 8 or 9 weeks. 8-2, way too goddamn early.
It's just, you're hard, you're stiff, you're not moving, you're not hydrated. You're just basically stiff, you're sore. That's not fibrosis, you're sore.
Right.
You cannot tell me that you have fibrosis or seromas at day 2. There's no possible way, or no one could tell you that.
Seromas are an air pocket where something once was. And as your skin starts to heal, and it's healing through the skin layers, you have between like 5 to 7 skin layers. And some parts of it will heal over here, and then down here, and then over here. And then fluid winds up being trapped, and that cavity doesn't collapse properly, and it'll wind up filling up with fluid. The other thing is, we're all grown here. You got to be at least 18 to get surgery, so at least 18 to listen to this live. When you're having sex and your partner is stroking in and out of you, air winds up getting trapped in you. The same thing when it comes to plastic surgery. As that tool is going in and out of you, air winds up getting trapped inside of your body in those little areas. And so if your compression, everything goes back to compression, Ari. If your compression is not on point, because of the air that got trapped inside of you when your surgeon was doing the liposuction, those areas don't collapse and they wind up filling up with fluid. That is when the seroma winds up presenting. But if you, there's very few times where I had a client whose compression was A1 and they got a seroma. In my past 16 years, I think it may have happened like three times where I'm just like, all right, I know you're doing all the things right. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But usually, every other time, all the other 1,000 times that I've seen seromas, the compression wasn't good.
Or it didn't. Another reason why I saw that, the reason why I see seromas are they don't really research their doctors. Remember that you have to research your doctor. There's different doctors. Doctors use different techniques, and if you are going to a specific doctor, research what they do and how harsh they are and how aggressive they are with their lipo. A lot of Hassan dolls do get seromas due to the fact of the way he works. And I have ways of compressing my Hassan dolls, and very few of my Hassan dolls get seroma because I already got the trick of how I'm supposed to compress them, because we studied the way he lipos and the way he does certain things.
Hassan dolls wind up getting seromas more than a lot of dolls because he also uses so many lipo holes. Like, your average Hassan doll is going to have anywhere between 13 to the most I've seen is 19 incisions. So if you have 19 holes and they're all getting filled up with air, you're going to be, your skin is going to have air stuck inside of it. The air has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And they wind up popping up with seromas more than any other doll I've seen, at least in Miami. What is it?
Yeah, it's good.
I feel good. It tastes like diet. I have a 14-year-old. He has my face. He came home with dinner.
Oh, that's nice.
That would make sense. It tastes kind of weird.
It does. All right. So we have, I think, about 9 or 10 minutes left. Does anybody have any other questions that y'all wanted to throw out there for us before we go? Or Ari, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about or you wanted to cover before we did the live? This is such a great live. We got a lot of stuff covered. Yeah,
we did. I actually love you sharing this, all your knowledge. I am extremely grateful for this. Let's answer some of the questions that the girls are having here. This is great. Let me see. How about Mejio dolls? Well, Mejio dolls he is very aggressive. I haven't seen much seromas with Mejio dolls. It's just compression. All of my research going back and forth with everything that compression and massages. Remember, you have to stay on top of your massages, and your compression has to be on point. You ladies have to stay on point with your compression. That's just basically, it just comes down to it. When can you carboxytherapy be used to treat fibrosis? I'll leave that to you. What did you say?
Just 2 months. Anything before then is too soon.
Okay. What causes the wrinkly skin? Uneven. In my experience, what causes the wrinkly skin is uneven compression, because of the fact that a lot of the girls, when instead of placing their compression correct, they just stuff everything in there and just close the faja and don't think about placing the board on correctly. And remember, when you're closing, it's just like when you're closing your t-shirt, when you're closing your faja. If you do this, you're gonna wrinkle everything. If you have extra skin hanging around and you do this, you're gonna wrinkle it. So basically, you have to situate everything, put it in place your board, your foams, and just get everything in place before you start. That's what I have seen that has helped with the wrinkly skin. And you're moldable, you're clay. You guys are putty when it comes to at the beginning of your stage. So what do you think? What do you think about Dr. Wright? Okay, I'll keep my opinions about doctors to myself.
I stopped answering questions about doctors. Like I would do a whole live where I would just go in and talk about doctors. Because we could talk about doctors all day long and we wouldn't have enough knowledge. Somebody else had asked a question about when to start cavitation. Cavitation should be started when the fluid has started to subside, which is usual. The earliest that happens is 6 weeks, which is somebody said 90 days. No, it's too goddamn long. Yo, where y'all getting that from? No. 6 weeks, you can start cavitation, and not before. So there's a difference between cavitation and ultrasound. Ultrasound head is this big, cavitation head is like that big, and cavitation, you hear a very loud ringing in your ears to the point that it's deafening. Like as soon as they put it on your skin, it starts to emanate through your ears. Ultrasound does not. The difference is the laser technology between the two. Ultrasound helps cells heal. It promotes cellular regeneration. It shrinks and attacks water cells, which is inflammation and swelling. Cavitation attacks fat. And if you use cavitation too soon, it will start to harden the cells and the skin in that area. So cavitation, when the fluid is going down, which is around 6 weeks.
What causes lipoburn? Well, lipoburn, the word itself says it. It's during your liposuction. And it's during your procedure, the cannula is the one that causes the lipoburn. When can the dolls get cavitation after surgery? We already said that. Can you address the tape method for skin retraction? Okay. Tape method for skin retraction is just an aid in the retraction of the skin. And I use it I started using it after the third day. Is 8 weeks too late for tape? No. During my entire research, I started girls as late as 6 months, and I still saw results as late as 6 months. not as great and as significant as the girls who I started earlier on, but I did see results. No, you cannot have the tape. You cannot get the tape done if you have not had surgery. All you're gonna do is dehydrate yourself. Basically, all you're gonna do is dehydrate your skin. You're gonna look good for a day or two. Once your skin goes back to the hydration, you're gonna go like the Pillsbury Doughboy biscuit can and poof, go. Exactly. I love your animation on the back of it. Exactly, exactly. Time me out. Do you have already been?
Hold on, before we go, I would like to address something. Because I've been hearing this for years, and I never really said anything. My name is Ty, and y'all are overcommitting to the name of my company. It is not Tie Me Out. It's Time Out Massage. That's it. Y'all are like overcomplicating the shit out of it. It's just Time Out. That's it.
But
my name is Ty. A shoved in there.
okay, her name is Ty, but she does give time out, so she's time out massage.
Yeah, somebody else was like arguing with Corey years ago, like her name is Tay, and it's Tay me out massage. And I was like, but it's not. And she was like, it's not. Like I was defending the shit out of you, and I was like, no, it's not at all.
Oh, okay. Can I?
Says, is the fluff fairy real in your opinion? Yeah, it is.
It is.
The fluff fairy is just a phenomenon of. It's not like the tooth fairy. It's a time after when vascularization and angiogenesis. That is when the cells are innervated with vessels. Once that has completed, and then the vessels, the cells start to spread out and expand, and it causes your butt to expand with it. The fat cells that have been transferred there, they start to fill up with that. Can you post your site on here? Yes, I'll post all of my stuff. But so the fluff fairy, I've seen the fluff fairy. Sometimes it doesn't come at all. Sometimes she's delayed. I've seen the fluff fairy come maybe around like 3 months, but the fluffing period is usually around like 5-6 weeks post-op. Yeah, normally. Okay. Before we run out, I just want to do an overall before the live is over. Basically the main thing was chicken butt. We got all of the questions answered. For our girls, chicken butt can be caused by 2 things, and Ty said it best: genetics or faja. Look at your before pictures and you'll be able to identify where they came from. But to avoid it, please wear the right compression and constant wedgie. Constant wedgie, yes. Who knew wedgies were a good thing at some point in your life? If anybody is interested in learning, go to thetosymethod.com, THETOSI, METHOD. Same thing, tosymethod.com, Tosy Method on IG. And then clients, if you have any question, you just find me here at Time Out Massage. And then I have a free Facebook group where I teach at all the time. It's Time Out Post-Op Corner. Let me type that real quick. All right, thank you for having me. This is fun. Why did it take so long to do this? I don't know. We have been way too busy, but congratulations on all your success. You are great. Thank you for doing this for us, and we should do another live about the tape method soon. Let's get together. I really appreciate your opinion and respect you. Thank you, ladies, for coming on, and thank you, my unicorn. Love you. You're welcome. Love you soon. Bye. Bye.